Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Hello everybody and welcome to Role Play Give. Tonight we are playing Masks of Nyarlathotep. We are in Chapter 4, the Egypt chapter. Our investigators have recently discovered that they too can learn magic, and as such, Professor Harmon has agreed to learn from Dr. Ali Kafur. I forgot Harmon's last name completely, just blanked on
Farwell.
Farwell, yeah. Professor Harmon Farwell is going to learn a spell from Dr. Ali Kafur, but in the meanwhile, though, they had made the acquaintance of another archaeologist, a man named Wilhelm van Huvelen, who Well, in every instance that they've encountered him, he has been heavily, heavily under the influence of alcohol, and has been pursued by a number of street, alley, and or maybe somebody's family cat. Uh, Numbers of them, just large numbers of them, uh, and to the point where Purdy and Daisy became concerned and followed Mr. Van Huvelen to his bedsit and discussed with him the fact that he was in danger from holding on to scrolls that he described as scrolls of the Black Rites, uh, which Daisy rightfully pointed out that doesn't sound good, and so it just has the smell of evil upon it. It's not like the rites of spring by who is that? Verdi. Uh, but anyway, it's bad, and so they convinced him that he should to take them back to where he found them. He is not interested in that because he got fired from his job working with the Clive expedition soon after he found these, and he secreted them away because they are pretty much his only ticket out of Egypt to get back home, because he is stranded here with no money and an alcohol dependency problem, and is unlikely to find his way back to, I believe it's Holland, and so he needs this to convince somebody to forward him the money to get home. But not only just get home, his entire reputation is at stake. His entire career, his life is at stake based upon his ability to publish his translation of the Black Rites, the Scrolls of the Black Rites. But ever since he's had them, he's been plagued by cats. And the last they saw him, his legs had been pretty much torn to shreds by cat scratches. He finally did agree after all of the hissing cats around him, sort of aided Daisy and Purdy's argument. And as soon as he agreed to remove them, the cats disappeared. They followed. Now there's one cat that has been since following Purdy and Daisy. But once Purdy and Daisy got back to the hotel, they met a woman who claimed to be a priestess of the goddess Bast, goddess of cats in Egypt. And she said that those scrolls needed to be returned and all copies destroyed. Well, knowing that they would never convince Van Huvelen to leave this alone if he didn't get to keep his copies, they snuck back in and altered his copies, making them ridiculous and not useful. And so the agreed upon meeting where Van Huvelen was going to return the last of the scroll pages to the party is this morning, where we're picking up our adventure. Now, currently, I should say that for the last part of that evening, poor Harmon had a case of the runs and was trapped in a hotel lobby bathroom for around
That's a lot of foreign food.
four.
I don't get out much.
No, no, and so and not only didn't make it to his own hotel room bathroom, he was in the lobby bathroom for 4 to 5 hours until the party returned
I tried to
back.
leave several times.
But they got back from Van Huvelen's house, and he had sufficiently recovered. But now it seems that there might be a little bit of that going around, and Purdy is potentially having a rough morning. Now, Purdy's here, but driving, so we're going to we'll play this by ear for how Corey wants that to go between popping in and out of the stream. But that morning, you all can regather prior to Van Huvelen's arrival. He is a drunk and therefore not a scheduled human, but you know he is planning to meet you at this hotel room that morning, whatever that be. So it is now, let's say, a in early 8 a.m.
Now, to be fair, I have a number of students who will say they're doing something in the morning and they will not arrive until afternoon.
Sounds like students.
Well, based on what you're saying, we're not going anywhere till he gets here, so better sit tight and wait.
Okay. And towards the, you're in there for maybe an hour or so, just
Well, I
watching.
should go get the paper.
You can go get the paper for certain. You're in there for about an hour before he arrives. Just maybe making some small talk, waiting for Purdy to come down from his room. When finally you see the familiar, disheveled, drunken face of Willem van Hoevelen, who looks like he might have gotten his first full night's rest in week or more days. He almost looks bright-eyed, almost. And as he approaches you all, he says, "Oh, it's amazing what a night's rest can do for you. I well, is anybody wishing to make their coffee Irish? I would have a cup of coffee, a little." And then he just does a little tip in as he sits down by at your table.
I think we feel that we're going to need all of our faculties today and in the near future.
Yes, particularly because the last time we were at a pyramid, there were a lot of police kind of scoping out the area. I imagine it's going to be equally difficult, right?
Oh, maybe even more so from what I've heard.
Not to mention other forms of security.
Well, yes, and I mean, it may interest you to know that the Clive expedition returned this morning, or late last night, and are planning to return to the pyramid sometime this early morning as well.
Is that so?
Really?
That is the word that I heard on my way over here. I thought you might be of interest, but also I was wondering about our deal. I've had some thoughts. Again, amazing what a good night rest can do for you. I'm wondering if I couldn't just keep one sheet as provenance. People will question if I'm a madman writing the things that I have in here, and if I have no provenance, nothing from Egypt, I will.
My dear friend Van Hoyland, I was not present when you negotiated this deal previously, but you're not now proposing to throw that whole deal out, are you?
Oh, no, not the whole deal. Just one sheet.
But you're proposing a counter offer, are you not?
Yeah,
which would be a rejection of the previous offer.
Right. We had a deal. Now you're proposing to renege on it.
But that just sounds so
We can
bad
give
when
you all of it back, and you can deal with the cat. How's that?
Exactly. If you want to change the terms, we can change the terms drastically, or we can stick with the terms we've negotiated.
But now that I've finished it, maybe I can. I mean, can.
You know, there was a cat around back. Let me go see if he's still there.
Oh, no, no, I don't. Did any of that make it through the Discord, by the way, with the noise gate? Like, I was really loud in here.
I heard it.
Okay.
So it didn't get gated by Discord.
Okay.
My bathroom. I think Purdy can hear it from the bathroom, I believe you said.
Purdy could hear it from the bathroom. That's
He's
all I heard.
Shouting out from the bathroom, I suppose.
It's amazing that Purdy made it out from his hotel room, but then got into the lobby restroom.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be committed for some time, I recommend it.
There is some night reading in there.
Yeah, we share the same bathroom. Oh, no. Not great.
Well, that's why we use the lobby one for the problem days.
Probably should have told it to Purdy.
So he, I, mm, very well. But Professor, and you did not give him the name Harmon Farwell. You gave him the name
Uh,
Oliver
Oliver Martin.
Oliver Martin. Professor Martin, if would you be willing to write me a letter as to authenticating the veracity of the find, and that we were unable to release it from Egyptian authorities?
Um, I suppose I could write such a letter. I don't know what good a letter from a associate professor at a small Midwestern private college is going to do you, but I suppose it's better than nothing.
From outside, there's a bit of caterwauling as two cats begin getting into a screaming match outside.
Oh, they've heard you were hoping to change the deal, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's enough to just set his teeth on edge, and he finally pulls out of his gross tweed coat. It's just so soiled from not washing. He just pulls out the remainder of the scrolls. They're in a leather sort of binding case, and he slides them over. And he looks.
Oh, do I get the impression that I'm trying to see if he looks like he's trying to be deceitful, right? If he's still trying to keep one, and pretend like he's giving them all up.
Sure, give me a psychology check.
And you'd had a chance to look at them previously, hadn't you? Perhaps you'd have some inkling.
I don't know if Daisy would know how many there were, because she's not knowledgeable about this, but he's, I don't know, she's been around him
reading
enough.
Him like a book.
Yeah,
so.
Trying to read him, is he lying?
Oh, yeah, hard success. Yeah, he's lying. He's got another one that he's pulled out of the... you can tell there's a little twitch of the eye and a little quirk, little wobble of the mouth, of a smile as he pushes it over. Yes, you're right, of course. And he pushes it over.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. And it seems like you're persistent on trying to do this the hard way.
I have no idea what you mean, my dear lady.
I think you do. I think you're still trying to hold on to one.
If you're holding on to anything, I'm going to have to insist we cancel the entire thing. You take them all back.
You think we won't know as soon as the cats start chasing?
Do you think the cats won't know after what you've seen?
Very well. And he goes in, and this is so gross, but I'm going to do it anyway. And he pulls up his shoe, and he has folded up a piece of an ancient scroll in a bit of leather, and pulls it out.
3,000 year scroll, and you keep it in the sole of your shoe.
It's in leather. Leather is very absorbent. And then it stinks. Very much bad.
Absorbent isn't always a good thing.
Not great with the eggs on the table. And just sort of... Very well. I hope you're happy, and I hope that I am able to find my way home. Good luck, and good luck with you navigating the Clive expedition. And he stands to leave.
Good luck with your cats.
And the cats don't pay attention to him at all as he walks out. In fact, there are two cats now perched up sort of clumsily on that 4-inch ledge that are on old storefront windows. They're not clumsy because they're cats. They make that look good. But they are watching you from the window now. So you have about 3 cats who are all watching you. Because you now have the entirety of the Scrolls of the Black Rites.
I suppose this is a good sign. We actually have what we're supposed to have.
Though my experience with cats would suggest if they're not looking at him, that he's the one they're watching.
Well, I wonder what the Clive expedition, why they're returning to the pyramid.
Isn't it quite obvious? An officer went missing in the place that they were working. Maybe they found out what they were working on.
And they...
We'll make sure none of their work is interrupted.
They have to advance their little ritual, don't they?
Yes. I guess that does make sense.
Maybe it's tied to some astronomical sign or something, and they're on a clock.
Did you say astronomical?
Yes, what astrological? I'm losing all
You're getting
grounding
to
in science.
Oh my! If you're getting to astrology on me, we're gonna have varying conversations. Is what I'll
How
say.
is that any stranger than I'm about to go learn magic?
Yeah, because of and you got a good point.
It's making me think that astrology probably has a sound backing
You,
behind it
you,
as well.
you're speaking like a true Sagittarius, you bull-looking guy. Come on, but you're not a Minotaur.
I don't even know what my
Or
my
if he
sign
looks
is.
like a bull, I mean, come on, at least get your sign straight.
I was gonna say, isn't
I don't
Sagittarius
know.
the deer people?
Sure, Clyde doesn't know that.
Oh yeah, Taurus
Sagittarius is
the bull people. Yeah.
That does
Oh
make
my
sense.
goodness.
That Taurus would be a bull.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's so perfect that Clyde fucked it up because he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
thinks it's stupid.
goodness.
Works
Well, and
out.
Daisy's not going to say any more about what she knows because obviously it's not being held in high regard. So,
Well, I'm saying that it probably well should we, because the very existence of magic means that all of that likely had more stock than we ever would have put in it.
that could. I just don't know what is true.
Oh, I am going to interrupt the conversation if you guys are okay with this. I said something in the chat and then I just looked down at my keeper screen and
Mm-hmm.
I totally messed up your guys' skill improvements
Mm-hmm.
for Egyptology and locksmithing. And is there any other skill that was attempted to be learned along the way that I'm forgetting?
Which I don't
In
learn.
Peru, I tried to learn Spanish.
Okay. So the way learning a skill in Masks of Nyarlathotep is done is per journey, per while you're in Egypt, while you're in the chapter, basically. You can pick up one skill, and that is done through a power roll grant. So, like, I would say that at some point, given the way Robin's been describing her character, she would be able to attempt to gain the medium skill because she has tried to do that several times. So the way that's done is a power roll, and if you successfully, like, you have to roll under your power, then you gain 1d10 plus 1% in the skill you're attempting. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does, but what we've previously done, I'm much better than that in the two things I tried to learn.
Then never mind. We'll leave it alone. But I'm gonna let Robin do it because I didn't even give her a chance, I think. And I don't
To
think.
roll under power?
Yep.
Okay. We'll see.
You're
how
an
that
expert.
goes. Well, no. My power is 45, so it's to roll under it is a little bit tricky.
It was a shot,
So
and
45% chance.
honestly, if we had been doing it, you should actually have 3 rolls at that because you tried it in Peru, you tried it in New York, and you tried it in England. So you really should have two more chances at that.
Do you want me to try it
I
two more
do,
times?
because I think it's fair.
Okay.
Because you've actually tried role playing that, and I didn't give you the shot. So.
Can you spend one?
Wait.
Well, no, she's just not good at it. She tries.
That's okay.
but-
I mean, at least we gave you the shot at it. I feel like we should have done that. And Corey, if there's anything I've missed for Purdy, let me know.
I'm thinking. I think Purdy. The only thing might be fast talk because I have none of it, and I feel like I've been doing it.
You have tried it. Do you want me to roll for you?
Sure.
Okay. Or we can wait till you're at a computer, but I can roll for you if you'd like. I mean, it's the same computer either way, I guess.
Computer in the bathroom.
Computer in the bathroom. All right. Purdy, power check. I don't know how to do this, guys. I don't use
Was
these
that the
sheets.
English beat? I can't think of
You
the
just
band.
click on POW.
Page.
It's yeah.
Oh, fail. But you've tried. I'm going to give you the same rolls I gave Daisy. And if you want to try something different, Daw, let me know. Like if you could, because you tried with the skill set we already established you started to have, so that'd be different. Oh
Oh,
man.
geez. Corey, you've got a lot better chance than I do, but you're rolling really high.
Ooh, all right, no problem.
Oh, you got it.
You got
it
one.
on the last one. So you get 1d10 plus 1 in fast talk. 6.
Okay.
So you now have a
And you'll
6 in fast talk.
Okay.
Well,
and
except that it has a base 5.
Oh, so it's 11.
Cool. Thank you.
It was already at 11.
Well, then maybe you've succeeded once or twice.
Yeah,
because you certainly have tried it.
I'm gonna give him the points though, just because
Okay.
we did all that. So
Move it to a 17.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to try anything with that? Like, do you think in the story it makes sense? Like Harmon, I think you're above what you would have gotten otherwise.
The only thing that I might have done, and it's silly, is that I have tried to throw things a lot of times.
Okay.
I
think that the skill thing is kind of like you're trying to pick it up by doing it. I guess throw. Yeah, you've been trying. You've actually been thinking about it as the way that Harmon defends.
And I just have the base number.
So okay, give me the throw.
But I
feel
only
like
started that in England, so I would get 2 at the most.
Just give me 2. If you succeed on 1 though, that's the 1, right? Like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
I feel
shit!
Like French a lot too.
Clyde does try French a lot. Critical success doesn't help you out at all.
I don't know.
It sucks that that's when that happened. But you get the 1d10 plus 1 added to the base of throw. So, Clyde, anything? Anything, Dow, you wanna?
I mean, the only thing I can think of, I do a lot of sneaking and thievery.
Yep.
Sleight of hand is a skill of choice that's in here, and I don't have any points in that.
Let's go ahead and say that you've tried that. Do you want to try twice? I think I know.
Up to you.
I know in Peru you.
I've stolen a lot of shit.
I think in Peru you tried it to steal something pickpockety style, and I'm pretty sure you did in England as well. So we'll give you 2 rolls. Nope.
My God.
What
what
is
is this?
It's so close. Not as close as Robin's 46 out of 45. That sucked. Was that 47 out of 45?
47.
Yeah. Ugh. All right. Well, I feel like I've tried to right a wrong. So, just remind me now. Every end of chapter, you can tell me in between those a skill you want to work on. Then you make a power check. I'm kind of righting the wrong because every time you guys have traveled, you should have been able to do this. So then you get a chance to improve a skill that you're just spending the time working on. So.
And does it have to be a skill that is at its base value?
No.
It can be a skill that we already have.
It's a little different if you could increase an existing skill. Goes power roll grants 1d4% up, and you can do 2 of those.
Okay.
Or you can learn a brand new one and get 1d4 plus 10 over the base. So we should have been doing that in between Peru to America, America to England, England to Egypt.
I think we did between Peru and America once. At least a skill improvement over the however many years. Because I operate heavy machinery. I remember I didn't have that before.
Oh.
Huh.
So we kind of did that, but not really.
Okay.
Not like this.
Okay. So I apologize. That's a rule that apparently is in Mass of Nyarlathotep. Probably to make up for the fact that it's a long campaign and got to give you guys something to build up more.
If you're going to spend several weeks on a boat, you can try to learn something.
Exactly, I think what they're trying to say. So, okay, back to the story if you guys are okay with that, or is there anything else that I'm not giving somebody an opportunity to do with this by throwing it at you in the middle of a game? We can
I
talk about
don't
it. We can talk about
know.
it after stream too if you guys want to. But we'll play as we are for now into the game. Why won't this? Okay, thank you. All right. So, um, he leaves. The cats stare at you. You're in the restaurant. Purdy's in the bathroom. Restroom.
Again, the English beat.
So you're saying that these
But he's
papers
in the
came from
bathroom.
these papers came from the pyramid that we went in the first time?
Apparently, a very different section of the pyramid. The goddess or the priestess. um, I think she said she was going to meet us, so we know where to go.
Well, a guide that would be phenomenal in that place again.
Because we weren't told where to go.
No.
So I don't know. I'm saying this in character, but I don't honestly remember. I thought she said she would tell us because initially Van Evil, whatever his name is, was going to, but then we decided she would be the better guide. So
Well, I think in my first conversation with him, he did tell me where they'd been working.
okay.
Because I asked him about his expedition and what he'd done, and he told me about the sarcophagus that they found there, and I believe he told me where they'd been working at that time, which would be a starting point at least.
Well, that's good. I wasn't part of that conversation and didn't have that knowledge when we were talking to him last time. It's good that we all are together right now, so we can
Didn't
share
you
this
say she
information.
was unable to enter the pyramid because of some warding or whatever?
Right.
Yeah, she can't get in,
She
but
can give you directions. Yeah.
yeah, like as far as
Didn't she
Daisy
also say
knows, we
she's
have
staying here?
absolutely no directions. Yeah.
But she's staying in the hotel.
Yes.
That's what you told me.
Yes.
Yep.
She is.
Wow.
She is.
Well, a bit of a surprise for a priestess of Boss to have to stay in a hotel. I guess I'd thought she'd be local.
I'm gonna just sort of hand wave. You guys can have whatever conversation you want over. But about 20 minutes later, she enters the sort of restaurant area where you guys are breakfasting. Uh, and same like I don't know that I described her for Ed, so it's just it's a it's a cat as a female human woman, you know, like she walks like a cat, bipedal
Okay.
cat. There's a grace that is just a little like the footfalls are so soft and everything has just got a swing to it that is not regular. Like it's preternatural. Uh, and so she finally joins you and says, "Did the little rat-faced man do as he said he would do?"
I laughed at that remark.
Yeah, ultimately.
Oh, and you are? Are you the person who was indisposed the other evening?
Yes. Yes, I was.
I finally brought her in, so in case, you know, I guess for the stream as well, we'll just throw her up here. Oh, I have a better picture. I have a handout picture of her. There we go. So very modern haircut, very modern dress. She is not dressed like out of antiquity. She looks like a young woman of the 20s. And speaks with a flawless English, British English, RP, received pronunciation accent. Um, and so that's Neris. And Very well. I assume you are going to return the papers now? I would hate for things to go the
No,
same
that,
way.
and
We
that
we
is the
are in
plan.
agreement,
Right.
yes.
Yes. It is just that we don't know. I don't know where to go. I think my friend here has some general idea where they were acquired, but there's also quite a lot of eyes on the pyramid right now. So we have to figure out a way to actually get in and not be caught.
Well, we do know one way.
We do.
Well, I don't know how close though where we need to go is to that entrance, right? I mean, we found that entire area that is quite different.
She
We
looks
also don't know.
confused as you talk now.
We also don't know how well populated some of those previously abandoned areas might be.
Especially with the rat face man's group now back
Hmm.
investigating matters. That even proves even
Right.
more tricky, considering our previous known entrance can now be
But
occupied
also,
with more than just not minotaurs.
also Gavigan's people.
Yes, that's Clive. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
She
Do you have a
has
suggestion
no
about
look
where
of
we?
recognition of
Right.
any of these
I
names,
don't
yeah.
expect you to understand that part
Okay.
because those are people that we have encountered. Other people trying to get other artifacts. But would you have a suggestion of where to enter that might be the closest to where we need to go?
And she does have a sympathetic look on her face, and she's not trying to be cold and clinical, and she recognizes that you are allies. It's a little trepidatious because there have been a lot of people who have taken a lot of Egyptian things out of Egypt, things that would have been best left where they were, and sort of the "I'm an ally, my soul's prepared, how's yours?" Sort of vibe to her, uh, but sympathetic, and I I honestly can't tell you. I know that this shrine predates my memory. Um, it is, and she's going to describe the place, Daisy, where you were alone for a long time,
Hmm.
and she's going to say
Got some nice rubbings of that place. Lots
prior
of them.
prior to that antechamber, um, just maybe 3 meters back is a niche in the wall where you will find a hieroglyph of Bast. He stumbled upon, just by chance apparently, uh, just the one brick that needs to be moved to show the door.
Does it look like a cat, the hieroglyph? Would we recognize it?
I can draw it.
Oh, you know it? Okay, good.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, and it does actually look like a cat. Um, so, but yeah, it hopefully that will aid you. There's nothing I can do to help you other than perhaps a little feline intervention.
That could be helpful. Perhaps.
Would
I
it
don't know.
would it be useful if a lot of cats went into the temple at that time?
I can't speak to their
Hmm.
safety, but it might. I don't suppose it would go amiss. We've just learned this morning that the expedition that had been there previously has returned, which means there will be a lot more eyes.
This I can't speak to. I don't know anything about them or their aims. Uh,
They're going after
Well,
the
but that
Black
fool
Pharaoh
found it
stuff.
and no one else found out about it, so I assume you all strike me as less foolish than that rat-faced idiot.
Well, then hopefully we're not just fooling you.
Here's hoping for all of our sake.
Perhaps it'd be more advantageous to go when not at broad daylight. Perhaps there'll be police activity will most likely be down at that time. However, not so much in terms of probably the expedition. They might enter the tunnels.
My trust in all of you is complete for the next 24 hours. I wish you all the best and best blessings upon you all. And she rises and says, I will leave you to your planning. Do you have any? I mean, she will wait a little bit, but then she'll just as a little cursory nod, and then if you have any other questions for her, but otherwise she will say, I can't really help you, unless you have a specific question. And she walks.
Nothing I can think of.
I like her.
You do or you don't?
I just said I liked her. What?
Didn't hear it either.
Yeah, you kind of cut out a
hear.
little daw. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
If it was, I like her, I don't like her.
It
was
went.
really hard to tell.
I like her.
He says it underneath his breath.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Well, as I've said, Clive expedition will probably be there throughout the night, and whoever among them, police activity might be down by then. However, I don't know how much of a lead time we want to give them. We know a way in. We know where the entrance is. We know where multiple entrances are. Perhaps... Hold on.
If this location that we need is in that antechamber, then going through the tunnels is the worst way we could go. It puts us as far away as possible from where we need to end up.
Is, but at
we need
least
to go
it
through the
gets us...
same space that they're in.
Indeed. I guess your question is, do you want to deal with a bunch of what's most likely cultists and nefarious expeditionaries, or the police? Sure, it might be farther away, but at least it's not have the attention of the local authorities.
One thing the Clive expedition being back might do for us is they're a bunch of Westerners digging around in a pyramid. We could blend in.
Bad idea.
If we could work our way into the group, sure that if it's like any expedition I've been a part of, there are many more people than any one person, other than perhaps the foreman, has any real idea of who's there. We could try to just sort of blend in with it, sort of merge into it.
And quite honestly, I'd rather deal with human forces than the animal-headed children of whatever that we ran into the last time.
Asterisk, not a minotaur.
And we do have the benefit of not having actually talked to anyone from the Clive expedition before, so unless we get there and Edward Gavigan is amongst them, we might be able to blend in and not be noticed. I'd say we make our way there, and if there's heavy things that need carrying, we assist in carrying them. Might be a little odd for Daisy. I don't know how many women they have on the cruise.
That was something that occurred to me.
Oh, I'm sure every expedition needs a medical professional on site in case of accidents.
That's true. I'd say we tried to do that rather than try to sneak our way in without being noticed. We move in and look like we belong.
Walk in like we own the place. I'm good with this.
That's a bit of a stretch for a pyramid.
It's an expression.
No, I recognize it. It struck me as never mind.
I'm sure the Egyptian government would have lots of words if we decide to say the pyramid's ours now. How does squatters' rights work?
Well, I think that's the way the Europeans have been treating this place for years.
I'm laughing because Clyde sounded so dangerous right there. It's an expression.
It's an expression, Harmon.
Jesus, man, are you gonna shoot Harmon? That was awesome. I loved it.
I haven't learned my magic yet. It's not a fair fight.
All right. I'm sorry, that tickled me. All right. So, are you planning an evening sojourn or an afternoon blend-in sojourn?
I
Or
think afternoon
whatever.
would be safest, to my mind.
Or
going at
even
night
right now. I don't know.
Well,
I
if they're
think that
just getting
going
set up right now, maybe it would be a little more
this would be the
chaotic,
ideal
right?
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Corey, I'm gonna have Purdy be non-stooping and go with. Are you okay with somebody rolling for you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I just so you know, I'm about maybe 20 minutes away.
Okay. Cool. Yep. Should be pretty good. Okay. So I'll probably just roll for Purdy unless somebody wants to do that. I can give somebody control of Purdy's sheet, but I can also just do it. Unlike D&D, I don't roll for the adversaries very much. So, it's the mitzvah moose for the first night of Hanukkah. You can push his foot. There. Now his first light is lit. And then you can keep lighting up all the. This is the dumbest shit ever, and I love it. It's a Hanukkah miracle. There's a mitzvah moose. Okay. L'chaim.
Roast.
All right. So, we looked at it last night, and I was like, I'm not buying a menorah moose, and yet I want it so bad. All right. Jesus, like, I had to buy it. All right. You all head out back over to the Giza Plateau. Why am I not able to move the map? Because my mouse died again. Alright, so you guys see this map, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to move over across the Nile onto the Giza Plateau on the other side of the Nile. You've already done this once before. It is not difficult for Westerners to hire transportation over to see the pyramids. It is obviously the premier tourist attraction in Egypt, or probably Egypt, but also just Cairo. And so you are there within the early afternoon. I would say maybe even as early as noon. As you get to the pyramid area, of course, the Great Pyramid is where most of the tourists are going.
Should we establish who actually has possession of the scrolls?
Yes, you should.
Just to
Thank
be
you.
able to have
Yep.
that before the shit hits the fan.
Excellent question. Thank you for asking.
Purdy's happy to take them.
My
Like
thought
complicated
actually
things,
would be
right?
Clyde, because if everything goes to shit, Clyde is the one of us
Run fast.
most likely to be able to peel off, get hidden, and then put them where they need to go.
Yeah.
The rest of us are just not that good at not being seen.
And I think Clyde's the fastest of all of us too, right? So not only is he
Movement
more
speed of
stealthy,
9.
he can really, if he
A
needed to run.
worst case scenario, you can break off, hopefully get in and place them and get out.
All right, if we're gonna go this route, I'm gonna have a few words because there's some shit you're gonna put me through again. Might I say?
No, that is worst case scenario. If everything else fails,
It's good to set up the worst case scenario.
ideally it never comes to it, and we can blend in and we can get in there and we can get this done. But if everything goes tits up and you need to and we just need to get it done, you're the only one or the most likely to succeed at that.
All right. That's how it's going to be. Sure.
Do you have
Well,
other
did
words
you
you
have
wanted to say?
exactly? Did you have?
Well, I'm just saying the events that block off the exit. I mean, my only way out's through the tunnels, so that will be fun.
Well, would you rather somebody else hold on to it? I guess I don't understand
Well, I'm
what
just
your
planning for
suggestion
worst case
is.
scenario what's going to happen. That's all I'm putting out there.
But
Worst case scenario.
what's your alternative then? Do you want? I mean,
Absolutely nothing.
I'm not
Absolutely
saying
nothing
that
at this point.
I'm not saying I'm
Because
not conscious of those things. I'm just suggesting that I think you're the most capable of us if it comes to having to do this under pressure.
absolutely, I'm not arguing with that fact. But I'm just saying, in the events that such events take place, it'd be good to know what my thinking on it is. If the best case or the worst case,
What you're
that
saying is
probably,
you would take off through the tunnels if that
or
came to
hide my,
fruition?
or hide myself in the hidden bathroom, and maybe there's a way to lock it from the inside. But probably I'd be stuck in there myself as well, so that would be a little bit of a predicament. We'll figure it out. I'm good on the fly. Let's get to step one first.
All right. You guys approach the temples, and as I said a little earlier, most people are going towards the Great Pyramid of Khufu. But there's a number of people, and you do see a couple of lorries parked, um, and some tents being set up, and it looks like there is some sort of uh, camp being developed right outside to the left. I guess that would be south of the pyramid of Mycerinus. Uh, not doing that right, but uh, that is, as you approach, you can see just a number of people. Perhaps Daisy is relieved to see 2 or 3 women moving around um, the space in that camping area or the encampment that is being set up. Uh, it is predominantly men, but you do see at least 2 women who are moving around and setting up tents and setting up little those sort of like sand shaker tables that to sift things that are found, uh, and then you see a sort of a tall elderly gentleman in the distance who is directing people to set things up. He is probably, by elderly, I would say his late 60s, early 70s.
Does it look as if they have sort of uniform or like
Not so much a uniform so much as they're all wearing colonial, like I'm on a colonial expedition wear, but they're not wearing necessarily a uniform with like identification sort of thing. But they
So
all
they're
are
dressed like Harmon is.
they're dressed similarly to Harmon, yeah. But not everybody. I mean, there's lots of variance within that. Brown pants, beige pants, khaki pants. One of the women is wearing is not does not fit in well. She looks to be in her mid to late 50s, perhaps early 60s. Um, has her She has very long, flowy, tangly white hair. It's pulled into sort of a loose bun that falls apart on top of her head. She's walking around with a parasail. She's glinting in the sun because there appear to be a number of metallic items and jewelry on her rings on her fingers and around her throat. She's wearing a very flowy dress, like a sundress, but with also a shawl to cover her shoulders in the heat or from the direct sun, and has a parasol as well. She looks like she's wandering around confusedly.
Well, that looks promising. We can certainly capture that mentality.
The other woman who stands out is wearing jodhpurs, the pants that are really wide at the hips and then go quickly down into tight in the calves, and then into jack boots, and then very crisp, starched looking in the sun, almost shining white shirt with a pith helmet over top. Her hair is pulled into a blonde ponytail out the back, and she is not looking around mystified. She is giving directions. You see two men who are listening to her intently. One sort of a portly, kind of scruffy looking man, and another you would almost call weaselly looking. And they are both listening to her intently as she is giving directions on where to set up materials nearby. And then you just see a number of other, probably hired, in fact, very easily determined to be hired Egyptian help. If you're familiar with Raiders of the Lost Ark, it would look a little bit like the Nazis setting up the dig around the Well of Souls, but with less boards and stuff going on yet because they're just starting to set up.
Well, people, which is both good and bad, I suppose.
As you approach, they are not in your way. They are not. They are just off the beaten path. They are not claiming any kind of exclusivity to the pyramid or anything like that. So you don't have them in
Are
your
tourists
way.
going in and out?
Very few. Very few. And the difference between the last time you went and now is there is a Cairo policeman standing at the entranceway, where there was no one there. Everybody just walked in and out when you guys last went in. Typically, you see people with drogomen giving them tours, interpreting, etc. People who have a little bit of French, a little bit of English. Egyptian people who have a little bit of English, a little bit of French, who are giving sort of passerby information as they're going in. You guys have not claimed a drogoman on your way in, so you are just sort of wandering and following along a small sort of trickle in of tourists into the pyramid.
Well, this suggests to me perhaps we don't try to blend into the expedition at all, and we just go in.
Should
just like
should
tourists.
we filter in a few at a time? Because
Maybe
just to see if they're asking any questions as the police
yeah,
officer.
I think that's a good idea. I also think that perhaps Daisy, you maybe shouldn't, because the police that were here the other night did see you.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking as well. I mean, some of us are going to be more recognizable than others. So if maybe you and Clyde, for example, want to see if you can get in and if there's any questions being asked.
I mean, if we want to keep up a facade of sorts, Armin, you're very knowledgeable about this region. I know you've done with more, I think you said Persian stuff. But I mean, you're great at history and stuff. You can be our own tour guide, but more foreign.
I was thinking that I might just play that up entirely, but overplay my hand a bit on my knowledge of Egyptology, and I've dealt with so many of these people where they think they have some understanding and they really don't know anything, but they love to sound smart. I could try to pull that off.
You're going to do a fantastic job at it.
right, what are you guys doing? As you
Well,
walk on by, you are
I'm not
now
going
pretty
in.
much
I'm
even with the camp now, and you're at the you have the sort of there's like a ramp up into the main entrance, and so Daisy not going in has a chance to
right.
sort of move away from that or whatever she would like. There are other tourists that are sort of just taking like setting up very long shots because of the camera technology of the day, um, and are taking pictures of themselves, and you could easily just sort of blend into whatever is going on there. There is then the camp that is very busy on. Um, so let me set this up. Uh, I'm actually even going to just draw a little bit just to set up. So let's see. We got. Do I have one called drawing? I'm going to just use it. Um, okay. And I think I've set this up before so you guys can see it, right? Is it visible to you guys?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So if I draw here's the here's the pyramid. This is not going to be great to scale, okay? But just for ideas, if this is the pyramid, you why can't I just draw a line? Well, I guess I can draw freehand. No, I can't because it's only letting me pick the thing up. Okay. Well, that's the pyramid. The square is the pyramid. And then I'm going to just sort of draw messily here is sort of this encampment. Then you've got the pathway in, and there's a ramp going up here. And this thing keeps moving, and I don't want it to. All right. Um, and okay, yeah, that looks like basically it. Okay, and then you guys, I'm gonna say at the time where I, ask kind of what you're doing, you're around, um, like here, and so it's very easy. You guys can make your choices for which way you want to go and who's going where from there. Does that help set up the situation at all?
Hmm.
Okay.
I'll peel off and head towards the encampment area.
Okay.
That
And I
way
think
I
I
can
think
listen.
Purdy's staying with you.
Okay. Purdy's gonna stay with Daisy. That makes sense then. And so Harmon and Clyde are gonna climb up into at looking like tourists and or you know in Harmon's case amateur archaeologist sort of thing going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a notebook and I'm just writing all kinds of things in it.
Okay. Uh, let's start with Harmon and Clyde then. Uh, as you guys climb in, this is familiar. Um, the police officer gives you guys a glance, um, just studying your faces slightly, but makes no, doesn't change anything. Stares at you, notes your appearance, moves on. To anybody else coming up the ramp. Like I said, not a huge amount of traffic here, so you're able to have a little bit of distance between you and any other tourists who are going through here. I think I described, narrow tunnels going up, ramping up into the center of the pyramid before you guys ended up going into descending um, tunnels going down. But you are able to get to just shy of the antechamber where you found the secret door the first time. Um, I will need you guys to either make a spot hidden, um, a combined spot hidden and Egyptology to find this Bast hieroglyph.
What that lady
Like
say? 3 meters from the right, or was it left?
3 meters before you entered on the right wall.
Right, and we're looking for a cat.
Oh, Clyde. 98, 69, 91.
All right, so Harmon, you find the area around 3 meters back. Give me that Egyptology check. Oof.
I will
You can
spend the
push
luck.
it, or you can push it.
Well, what's the penalty for pushing it?
Well, I like to create that with the player. So,
Um,
do you want to try pushing, or do you want to just spend the luck? If you want to try pushing, we can come up with what will happen if you're wrong. If you're wrong, we'll say you draw attention to you guys trying to find this, and there is a bunch of people who now circle around you as you're looking for this secret door.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna spend the luck.
Okay, 39 is a pretty bad bet.
Yeah, and it's 10 luck, which is not great, but
All
I'm
right.
gonna do it.
Spending the luck, you're able to find this small cat. It's really high up. She didn't give you a lot of help there. You were looking at eye level for a while, and it's really actually, at 9 feet. uh, and so you find it. As you guys look about, there's some people in front of you that are entering the main antechamber, which is 3 meters, roughly 9 feet, uh, 10 feet in front of you, that are there, and there are a couple people behind you. You're not sure how the door actually opens if you open it. I'm gonna actually move back though to Daisy and Purdy, who have moved towards the encampment, and I'll let you guys cook on that for a second. Um, as you guys move towards the encampment, um, one of the things that catches your eye immediately, Daisy, as you two are walking towards this space, is the the bedazzled person with the parasol. Marks you immediately. You notice, and just sees you, and then begins to saunter. Actually, I'm going to ask for a psychology check, Daisy. Okay. She's faking a saunter to you. She is clearly moving directly towards you. Not clearly, clearly to you. She's doing a fairly good job of looking like she just happens to be moving in that direction. And when she decides to look at you and greet you, you can tell she's doing oh, hello there, as sort of fake surprise that she sees you there. And at her exclamation, a bunch of the colonial looking folk, the explorational people with the pith helmets and everything, kind of look at her, and then they sort of sigh and sort of elbow each other and make jokes about her, and then they go back to what they're doing. Um, and she actually goes right up and puts her arm in your arm, and she says, "I've been waiting for you. Hello." And she has a very similar British accent to yours. I'm not going to be able to pull off. Um, and
Sure, you can pull off a British accent similar to mine, no problem.
I can't. I really, really can't. I think you do well, but better than I do anyway. But she introduces herself as Mrs. Agatha Broadmoor, dear. And you, I don't know your name, but I've seen your face in a dream.
Mm. My name's Rosie. You've seen my face in a dream, you say?
A flower. It's always a flower, isn't it? Yes, I have seen your name. I've seen your face. Oh, we've got a Purdy! Yay! I have to do some quick adjusting because I'm currently Purdy.
You're so
Need a
purdy.
bio breaks right now?
Yeah,
Or
actually, I would love a bio break, y'all. So.
I don't know where I couldn't hear up like the last 10 minutes. So
Okay, Purdy, you've just been accosted by a delightful elderly British woman, but actually you weren't. You weren't. You were standing
Daisy
next
in a
to
dream.
who has seen Daisy in a dream. And we're going to go to bio break because that's an excellent idea. I really do have to go. And then I will alter where everybody goes on this map. So we'll be right back, everybody. Thank you so much.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
Keymaster Games and 59 Parks print series have partnered together to bring you Parks. Parks features artwork from more than 35 artists in celebration of our national parks. It's a game about exploration and about experience. From the depths of the Grand Canyon to the heights of Mount Rainier, Parks will take you on a journey from the Great Sand Dunes to the islands to visit American Samoa. Take on the role of two hikers as they trek across trails over the course of 4 seasons of a year. Collecting memories along the way, you'll be able to improve equipment and visit national parks. The canteens and gear you collect will ease the way, but remember, it's not about how fast you get to your destination, it's about the journey. Welcome to Parks.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now at stjude.org.
I think you may not have unmuted us.
Not me.
That would do it.
That would do it. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We're back. How I do this every freaking week, and I still can't get the audio right ever.
No, you do occasionally. It's always such a nice time.
When it works, it's amazing. All right. So the where we left off was Clyde and Harmon had just found the hieroglyph denoting where the door was to the Shrine of Bast within the Pyramid of Mycerinus. The Daisy and Purdy had remained behind and were checking out the encampment just south of the pyramid, where they believe that the Clive expedition is setting up again, given what they'd heard from Van Heuvelen earlier this morning. And so, as they approach the encampment, a elderly woman sort of looks like she's trying to be wandering around and doddering, but Daisy clocked her immediately as dissembling. And as she gets closer, the older woman tries to hook arms with Daisy and leans over as she tries to do so and says, "I've seen you in my dreams." And that is where we're picking up. Do you allow her to do
Sure.
the elderly woman hooking arms, we're going for a walk thing?
Oh, sure. Because, I feel like I can take her if I need to.
Well, you also got Purdy, who decks out not minotaurs. So, so you take for a walk, and she kind of, as she does the arm thing, she just places her arm on your, the sort of "we're going for a walk, dear" kind of clasp, and says, "Well, I recognize a kindred spirit. You too seek to pierce the veil."
I guess that's one way to put it, yes.
The veil between the living and the dead.
Mm. Or yeah, that definitely is something I feel like sometimes I come very close. I've not been successful the 3 times I've tried, however.
Well, dear, it takes a great deal of practice and perseverance, and not a little bit. Let me speak plain. It takes a toll.
I could see that. The one
Yes.
psychic I knew and got to know quite well, well, she ended up dying in a very distressing way, or so I was told.
And I see you've brought Mr. Bottoms. This is so lovely. Puritan.
Did you dream about him too?
I knew your aunt.
Piety.
Indeed.
She was a good woman.
We were what you call pen pals. We were correspondents.
Well, I didn't know. I apologize. I thought she is her accent from non-America.
100% British. Sounds just like the same region as Daisy.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say something like I had no idea. I thought she mostly kept her own kin.
Well, I do believe that was her intent, but in her quest for information, she reached out to me.
I see.
And I provided some and she has provided me much. There is quite an interesting place in America, Arkham, Massachusetts. She was quite familiar with many.
I think that was near her house, if I remember correctly.
Oh, terrible place to be growing up. I hope you moved away.
I can't say I know much about it myself, but well, she knew a lot of things about lots of things. So
Well, she and I shared, so it is excellent to make your acquaintance. I've seen your pictures.
our pictures.
Yes, you and then she put the boxing picture of you. She described.
Oh, I
Boxing.
thought you meant like people showed you, but I get it now. I'm sorry. I hate to be a little paranoid. You just took us, I think,
Oh
sort
no,
of
you are
sudden.
absolutely correct to be paranoid. This is an extraordinarily dangerous place and an extraordinarily dangerous time. You should, both of you, be very, very fearful for your lives right now.
Does bring you here? It seems like
Oh,
quite an odd place to find
I am
someone like.
certain to die here. Yes, but I am hoping that you can prevent a greater tragedy.
You're certain to die here.
Yes. Oh no, it's almost certain I will die here. I hope not
Seen
to.
that in your dream as
Yeah.
well?
Have you heard of Queen? And she looks around, and there's nobody with you, but both of you make spot hidden checks.
Birdie.
Ooh. All right.
666, Purdy.
6.
Oh,
And you see Satan. Oh no.
You can hear the
Holy
galloping of an
shit.
Iron Maiden song.
All of a sudden it. Dun, mark of the beast. The No, what you see is the weaselly-looking man who had been taking orders from the very professional-looking young woman is eyeing you. He is actually not even hiding the fact that he is watching this conversation like a hawk.
So when she starts to say queen, I'll kind of squeeze her arm and I'll interrupt. I'm like, they say the walls have ears, but I think ears follow us many places. But I believe I know who you're talking about.
Once they find what they're looking for of her possessions, they will bring her back to life.
That
I'm
is.
here to prevent that.
And so you think you will die doing that?
Oh, I certainly hope not, but the odds are really not in my favor. I know that I'm important to them. I haven't figured out exactly why. But if somebody can disrupt what they're doing, it's very, very, very bad should she return. The end of the world follows on its heels.
When you I don't want you to die. I mean, if my aunt, if piety liked you, I certainly don't want you to die doing something rash. What do you mean they think you're important?
For some reason, I've been able to work my way onto the Clive expedition. I have no archaeological expertise at all. I came to warn them that the Queen Nitocris is coming, and they hired me. But the more I see, the more I think they might be the ones who are going to bring her back.
Oh, yes. Yes, they most definitely are. That is their intention.
Oh, good heavens. Oh, good heavens. Well, we absolutely must stop them. There is nothing but to stop them. Someone must stand up to them. They're bullies and they're bad people.
You know, you said they need some of her stuff. Is that all? Like,
they need one more thing.
do they have it? Do they have?
They have two of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know what they are, but the last one is somewhere here in Cairo. They haven't quite obtained it.
let's see. So once they have these three, they do like a.
I'm just watching Daw. Sorry.
Daisy's like, she kind of knows what those things are and where we think the third is, and she's thinking, Purdy, don't say anything we shouldn't say. She's just like
Purdy,
sitting there
Purdy.
listening
I mean,
and waiting to kick him if she needs to.
no, I think so. But what do you know what they do with them once they got them? Do they like clang them together like a bell and suddenly poof?
You know, I'm actually quite worried about you, Miss Broadmoor,
Yes.
because maybe they also need a vessel. I haven't heard such things, but if you're in tune with the spirit world, what if that's their intent for you?
If that's their intent, then they will not get what they want. I will stop them if I have to. That could very well be. I hadn't considered that I might be a conduit, but somebody must stop them. And I'm sorry, I missed the first question. Purdy asked the question too as well. I thought, did I miss that?
You
I just
clang them
asked
together and then poof.
Yeah, like so they get that. Like then what? I'm trying to feel out how
I
much.
honestly don't know, but I imagine it's quite awful. My understanding is there's some temple deep below the pyramids, an unnatural place where this must occur.
Are there others in the group that you trust enough to talk to, or just us?
Well, I am of the mind that. I'm sorry, I need to turn the page and read the name. That Dr.
Unacceptable.
That Dr. Gardner has some concerns about going astray, and by that I mean I don't know that I trust him. I just don't believe he's part of what everybody else is doing. And the Weasley man is moving at you at great speed. The Weasley man is now actually looking like he's on a mission to stop this conversation. He is about 5'5" and 106 pounds. He is more nose than face, the rest of his face. And he is very sandy blonde hair that is just not kempt, and looks like he has resting angry face. He is just absolutely looks irritated no matter what he's doing, and he is moving at you at great speed. And he, as she says, Dr. Gardner may be trustworthy. I don't know. He's sort of not aligned, perhaps. And then you hear this, Miss Broadmoor, your services are needed. And that's the Weasley man. I am going to move back to the interior of the pyramid and Harmon and Clyde. So you've got a little bit of time. You haven't heard anybody coming up behind you. The last group moved in to the antechamber. I mean, you've got a risk. You don't know how long it will take to open the door.
It has to be somewhat doable surreptitiously because Van Hoyland did it.
If you have a drunken rat-faced fool can do it, I'm sure we can do it.
Right. I'm not so sure that the rat face was he? I mean, the cat person seems to think so.
I mean, I only saw when he was sleeping, and it was not a pleasant sight.
No, it really wasn't. There. I described it as not.
I mean, I wouldn't say he was attractive by any means, but rat
Were
may
you
seem
not-
to be something perhaps that
As he's going through the wall, were you not there when I said that he looks like a person who's on like his third or fourth marriage and it's not going well, and he's like trying
No.
like
heard that you told that to Daisy. I was in fact
Oh, I lost all that, Ed. That's a
you were in fact
rare
what?
cutout of Ed.
Well, you were in fact what, Harmon? Were you talking to that man?
I was talking to him when you were saying that to Daisy.
Shit, did I say that about you? No, I couldn't have. I was.
Listen, I've not been married.
All right, so you guys know that what she had said was you needed to do something in this area. So both of you make a spot hidden check.
Well, she specifically said there was a brick you had to move to open the door.
That's correct.
And I'd like to look for signs in the dirt of the stone moving. I'd found them in the other room, so I think I have some idea of what to look for.
Go ahead, give me the spot hidden check, and since you are looking specifically for that, you can have a bonus die.
Oh, it didn't roll with a bonus, but it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. You with the hard success and the success, you guys without too much trouble, you note where maybe, there's this oily fingerprint, that had pushed in on this earlier, and you find it. You know to push it. Do you guys want to take the chance of opening the door at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Both of you make a luck check.
Oh, Clyde.
No. All right, the door opens, and right as the door opens, a 7-year-old kid who had been in the antechamber with his parents walks out and went, "Whoa!" as the door opens.
Clyde is just gonna just undo his backpack. No, I'm not gonna do that. Slide his backpack right towards Harmon.
Okay.
Slide his backpack right towards Harmon, and go up to get. Sup, sport? How you doing?
I'm gonna take the backpack and slip inside and see if I can close the thing.
Did you open that door? And all of a sudden people go, "What door? Is there another door?" And so you hear all these English and French. You speak a little bit French. Quoi? And so there's all this just hubbub around. Nobody from behind, so nobody's come up the ramp. This is all coming from the antechamber in front of you. You get what I'm saying with that?
Yep.
Okay. So, did you open that door?
I know it's adorable. And I'll pull out.
And you're trying to close the door, right?
I'm getting inside and trying to close.
Give
see
me a
if I can
spot-
figure out a way to close it.
Spot hidden check to find the latch to close the door. Oh! All right. So as that happens, and it doesn't make a ton of noise, so the door just sort of. But the kid sees all of this, so the kid watches the door. That door.
I know it's adorable, and like he's pulling out his little. He's headed to Peru. Might as well use it. I know it's adorable. Pull out his Spanish flora and fauna book, and show him a picture of a little South American monkey. He's like, I know it is. I mean, look at that thing. Did you know there's the difference between the old world and the new world monkeys are pretty much based on their tail? It's crazy.
Steven, are you talking to an American?
Hey, miss. How's it going?
Did you... I'm sorry. Steven mentioned a door. Was there another door that we missed over here?
Well, he may have saw the security guy up front move in front of the door and he thought his door was opening. But no, I don't think so.
No, Mama, there was a door right here. I swear, there was a door right here. Meanwhile, inside, Harmon,
I'm getting out my flashy light.
Okay, it is dark as shit, and it is you are very well aware that once that door closed, you are on borrowed oxygen.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out my electric torch and hold my breath.
All right. You see in front of you this. And I did not get a big picture of it, so this is what I got, kinda. But
Sure.
it's about 6 feet tall, and then
I'm thinking.
surrounding it are these cats. Number one, you guys can click through these, right? Once I show it to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 0 and 1 are what you see in the shrine. I was hoping I did this so that because it would be Harmon that would walk in, maybe. This is what you've seen in a Brooklyn museum of
Mm-hmm.
Bast, and then this is the Bast cats that you've seen. So this you feel like you're seeing the real deal here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little unnerving, not a sanity check unnerving, but not a. These aren't weathered. These aren't these are the gold is still in. The cat
Mm-hmm.
features are detailed. Um, it feels unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
And just as Van Heuvelen described, standing under or just under, well, on the plinth that humanoid statue is, appears to be uh, sort of a cubby kind of push, like a drawer almost,
Mm-hmm.
but it appears to be quite heavy.
I believe I have something of yours. I'm just going to put these back. That's all I'm here for.
Okay, what's your strength, Harmon?
45.
You're going to need a hard success because it's a 50 to pull it open.
Nope.
No, you yank and yank and yank, and it does not open.
I I don't have a lot of options here, and I don't want to add my bones to your collection. So I'm just going to have to find somewhere else to hide them in here and make my way out.
Okay. What you looking for something? What are you looking for?
It can be out of sight.
Okay. There's a couple of shadowy corners. You could put it underneath one of the cats. You could shove it behind the humanoid statue, hoping that nobody ever finds this door again.
What are the chances one of these cats is hollow? I'm going to check.
Give me a luck check.
You don't want to know what's inside the cat statues now, do ya?
Okay.
Yeah.
The cat statue is okay. One of the heads actually comes off of the cat statue, and it looks like it's a what are those called? Canopic jars.
Yeah. Yep.
You can get
That's
them in
great.
there. You can get them in there.
I'm putting them in there.
Okay. You put them in there.
I hope they're comfortable in there with Felix.
All right. As you shove them in there into what was the spleen jar, you on the other side of the wall, Clyde. I'm sorry. Are you an American?
Yeah, I am. Pleasure to meet you, Carl.
Carl. Yes. There was well, when we walked in, there was I mean, the missus got interrogated quite heavily for being a British woman walking in here, but they said there was maybe an American man too. Did you get any trouble coming in the door?
No, should I have gotten in trouble?
No, not that I know of. I just they were asking about a British woman and with an American man, so it was just sort of strange.
Well, that's rather odd. Why is that? You had no idea. It's just whatever.
No, I mean, you look. I don't know. I'm just here to see the sights, but just thought maybe you know something spooky. You know.
I mean, there was that. I mean, the only thing I really know about these places was that one expedition, like a few years ago, that brought out some guy named Tut or something.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, and then everybody died, right?
I think that's how it worked. Is that what they said?
And that's why we brought our kid here. I actually don't know if they
It's
actually
probably
knew
just
by 25 that had
yeah, it's
happened.
probably all by just some myth and superstition. I mean,
Certainly.
I can see some people in this very dark and kind of ancient place could be kind of scary for some.
Yeah.
See all sorts of things.
Yeah. No. And they're both looking up at the shadows, going, "I suppose you're right." Um, Harmon,
I'll like kind of.
it's not like the air's running out immediately, but it feels stale in there. But you can hear this conversation happening on the other side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to flip back to the other group. I just like to bebop back and forth quickly. Sorry, everybody, if it causes too much disruption, but I like to just flip
Yep,
scenes.
it's fine.
So, now you have this. I don't know that I brought his picture in. Let me see if
Rupert Steggles.
So as this man approaches, Miss Broadmoor leans over to you. This is Martin Winfield. Winfield. He's a right arsehole. Miss Broadmoor, we did ask you not to walk the field, didn't we? Oh, this is Mike,
Hi there. It's really nice to meet you. I'm going to try to talk like I think Purdy talks. My brother and I are just having a wonderful time exploring this place.
Ah.
I think Purdy was, when he talked rudely to this woman, I think Purdy was just like stare intimidating them until Daisy started talking weird, and now he's just staring at Daisy. Like, so he was going to try to intimidate the guy, but now he's just confused.
And so is Agatha Broadmoor. So the distant relations on the American side, yes. And Martin Winfield just eyeballs both of you. Are you... Why are you in our camp?
We're just on the outside of the camp, aren't we? Just trying to, take a look at everything around here. It's just so different from back home in Montana.
Indeed. It is different than Montana because it's Egypt.
Well, you don't have to be so short-tempered, do you?
Are you calling me short? Listen.
Tempered? Yeah, short-tempered. You're losing your cool. It's too hot to lose your cool.
Very well. And he gets, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but he gives probably, if you listen to it, he's going to give you like a 2-minute lecture about preserving archaeological antiquities and how tourists stomping around ruin archaeological discovery. And he does it all in the sort of the he sounds like, because I've been watching the TV show, he sounds like Warwick Davis giving a lecture. He sounds like Willow from the movie. Like, no, that's not how you do it, Laura Dannon. It's just very a grating sort of, I know I'm being annoying, but I'm choosing to be annoying voice. And so that goes on as long as you allow it, because otherwise he will just tell you to bugger off. And that's it.
I'm sorry, sir. Who exactly is your boss here?
Dr. Henry Clive PhD from
Okay,
Oxford,
I
is the
see.
lead archaeologist here. He is funded by the very prestigious Penhew Foundation.
Never heard of it. But does the Penhew Foundation give out like money to be total assholes, or is that just, do you have a real function here? Except yelling at nice old ladies.
Just mind your P's and Q's, Yank! And then he'll walk off. And then he'll call for Agatha to join him. Miss Broadmoor, you're needed! And so she will... I'm very sorry, I must go. We'll talk again later, I promise.
Take care.
Yeah, stay safe, please.
You too,
wonder-
you too.
Do you know what they need you for? What do they have you doing?
I don't know. And then she'll mouth that to you. And then she's walking along as she's walking away.
Well, that concerns me. I'll say
Concerns
Purdy.
me.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if in my scrapbook I have my aunt's letters back and forth to her.
Go ahead and look.
I'm assuming that it's.
Yeah,
I don't think I would leave myself with it, but I also don't think I would take it out of the
right.
Like I don't think I leave it in the hotel room, so I'll wait to do it till we're back in the hotel. But,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so going back into the pyramid, Harmon is got about, he reckons, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3, before he's going to start feeling a little lightheaded. Not death, but he's going to start feeling the effects of oxygen deprivation. And meanwhile, on the other side of the wall, Clyde, as Carl, is talking to a bunch of British tourists who are taking the word of their son that there was a door there, but also asking about the fact that there was a Yank who was, they asked if, because a British woman, they thought maybe that every British woman's apparently being interrogated a little bit. Anything you know about that? And they just keep going. So what would you like to do?
Boy, I'm not really sure on that respect. Interrogated? What did he say to you? Did the officer say something to you?
Well, apparently there's an officer missing, and the last time anyone spoke to anyone, there was a British woman who was doing drawings or rubbings of some sort in the antechamber over there.
How can you show me that? Like, I don't know. That sounds bizarre.
Nice. Okay, so you walk back over into the antechamber with them. You can hear that Harmon.
When I hear the conversation moving away, I'm gonna extricate myself.
Well, you're gonna try. You're gonna click
Yep,
that button.
I sure am.
But apparently, it only works to close the door.
It's a funny thing how Clyde said that would be an option, and it felt like it's the truth. I'm working on it. Don't worry.
He clicks the same button, and it doesn't. It's already in its position. It releases it back to the position you're in. So you're still stuck in there, unfortunately.
Well, that's it for me then.
Clyde, you go back in there, they show you the space, and they're talking. Now, you are also at least probably a little bit worried about the fact that it didn't seem like there was a lot of air that was going to get in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you know what any of this stuff even means?
No. We're just here on holiday. But it's all damn fascinating, isn't it? I'm sorry, dear. It's all blood. No, I don't know the right swear word. You Yanks say dang.
I think the way we say it is, and he'll gesture to cover the kid's ears.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, the same. Okay, very, very good.
I've heard I've heard a Southern fellow say "darn tootin" once. I was really confused.
Well, darn tootin' then. Well, Harmon or Clyde, make a luck check for whether or not they are ready to leave, or are you going to try to convince them to leave?
Oh, so here's what I don't know how this is going to work, and I don't know how you play. My goal is to try to get them to look in the corner by saying like, "Oh, what do you reckon that means?" Or we think any of these symbols. Have you actually tried to do some of the sketching? Like, here, I have some paper. You want to try it for yourself? And he'll like hand some to the kid. And they get them to look in the corner to probably stop Stephen from doing whatever he's doing. And while that happens, just sneak out for a second, flip the lever, and walk out and walk back.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Yep. You can choose what skill you'd like to use on that.
Boy, trying to convince the kids to write on walls.
And I will give you a bonus die. In fact, I will give
Make
you
a delinquency check.
I will give you 2 bonus dies on a charm or fast because you're actually trying to engage the kid in things that kids love.
Oh boy, fast talk is a 9.
Yeah,
Charm's a 15.
I was gonna say these are not your strengths. This would be a Purdy maneuver here, but I'll give you 2 bonus dies.
You know, when I served, we did these things, like, you said sketching or, like, rubbings? You know, I did something similar like that in the war, except we did it with, like, plants. So, like, there was very few out there, like, and you would like, kind of show, like, if you just do this and, like, get a pencil and then show the kid.
It just seems like that would work. I'm sorry, I'm going to just call it. That would work. I feel like if you were to pull out paper and ask people to make rubbings, they would do it. I'm not going to ask for a check on something that, I mean, you're role-playing that perfectly. So you get them to do that. You can run out, but I am going to create a bit. I am going to ask for a luck check that they don't turn around to see that you're leaving and walk around. Or you can try stealth. Your choice.
Oh, stealth, absolutely.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, do you think if it worked on that little recess piece right there? Try that out. You're doing great.
Okay. You get out and you can push the button. The door opens. There's air. Harmon, I was just about to call for a constitution check for whether or not he started to feel the effects of the oxygen.
The second that door is opened, it just snuffs open. I'm walking right back, not even acknowledging him.
Without it, okay, it opens. You walk back in. I need a luck check now from Harmon that nobody's coming in the other direction as he goes and walks out to close the door because you didn't close it. So Harmon walks out.
Before I do that, I'm turning back to the Bast statue.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tip my hat, and I'm going to say, I wish you the very best. I'm sorry to have troubled you.
Very nice. All right.
Wish you the very best.
I wish you the very best. Nice.
No, that feels insulting.
What was that check?
I'm rolling it now.
Okay.
It's a failure.
Oh, no. So, as you walk out, the door closes. And somebody says, "That man just found a door!"
Fucking Steven.
No, it's not Steven. Steven's still in the room with you. It's another tourist has just walked in, and he goes, "What was that?" And the guard turns around and looks at you, and you're walking in the hallway. What do you do?
What was what?
It wasn't me. And doing on the bathroom float wasn't me. All right. So, what was what? No, I swear I saw it. That man just came out of a door into the hallway.
I don't see a door.
The guard is already looking as well. I'm sorry. What's your name? And he hears your American accent.
My name is Gulliver. Gulliver, sir. Sorry, I'm a little frustrated.
Your name is Gulliver.
Yes.
All right, you can hear this in the other room, Clyde. The policeman is going to enter the room with the... I'm sorry, sir, what exactly did you see? I saw him come out of a doorway in the hallway.
Seems a bit ridiculous. There's no doors in that hallway.
What did you see, sir? The wall swung shut as he walked in. There was, well, I mean, I guess there was no light in there. Harmon, make a either persuade, charm, or fast talk.
All of those sound great.
Whatever one you want to make.
All right, let's look at these.
I'm giving you a bonus die because actually evidence is on your side. There's a door. There's no door there right now.
Persuade, fast talk, or what?
Or charm. However you want to roll.
Charm it is.
All right, you're going for bumbling American with a bonus die.
Nope.
Oh, that was with a bonus die?
Yep.
Do you want to spend the 11 luck or 12 luck?
I sure don't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to bring you in, sir. I just because we're looking for an American who walked through a secret door earlier.
You're going to write a report about someone walking through walls?
I'm going to do my duty, sir, which was to look for a British woman in the accompaniment of Americans.
Well, I see you've met my lovely wife.
No, I haven't, but you've walked through a door that's 2 out of 3 ain't bad, says Mr. Meatloaf. Mr. Loaf himself said.
I've walked through a door, but there's no door. What are you talking about? Are you daft?
I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to come with me.
Or walking through a door that doesn't exist?
Well,
I mean, listen, I've seen some backwards things in these foreign countries, but really, you're accusing me of walking through a door where there isn't one.
I think the failed check's going to stand, and he's going to actually try to arrest you. So, do you wish to go peaceably?
No, I'm going to make a big stink.
Big stink, but are you going to fight physically back or try to run away? Or okay.
No, this is a whole big do you know who I am kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Harmon is going to get arrested by the Cairo police. Now, what time is it? 8:30. Okay. Corey, how much time have you got? Pumpkin time? Sophie, walk time?
Honestly, maybe about a half an hour, but
half hour. That sounds good. That sounds good for me. Okay. All right. So, he's going to start leading you away, and he is going to handcuff you, because this is the first lead they've had on the disappearance of a police officer in 3 days. So,
well, I hope you're arresting every American that comes in.
No, only the ones accused of finding secret doors.
Oh, yes, because we're real good at that.
He is just going to... You're arguing with a man who does not, he's not going to actually obey logic, So, I'm going to ask, what is Clyde doing as he hears all that happening in the hallway? And I'm going to say Harmon hasn't been let out of the pyramid yet as Clyde hears all this going down. You have a choice.
Well, I'm not going to murder the police officer if that's what you're anticipating. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not, but I'm giving you options to do things. So you do what you do. You don't have a car.
I don't have a car. Don't. But that's more Daisy style.
Oh.
I guess all I'm going to just say is with my new found British friends, what do you think all that fuss is out there?
Oh, it sounds to me like they've caught the American. Now they just need to find the British woman.
Just because... Wouldn't it make... Never mind. This sounds...
Well, I mean...
What's the word you use? Preposterous?
And Stevie's looking at you with side-eye going, you know where that secret door is.
I have no idea you're talking about, kid. Now here, go into this secret door and never come out.
Oh,
Shut-
no! Do you show him the other secret door?
No.
Okay. Because you're in the room with the secret door that leads to the Not a Minotaur.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal that.
Okay. All right. Because they will.
Fundamentally, I'm going to do nothing of benefit to here. There's nothing I can do.
All right.
Well, I will say, well, I hope that man really has a good lawyer.
Or has someone who's played one on TV. So Harmon is led down, protesting loudly, I assume, the whole way.
Yep.
It is very clearly brought to the attention of Daisy and Purdy, who are out there and can see this occurring. Backup is called. There are a couple of officers now leading, and there are actually no officers now, as they all decide that this is their best case, even though it has very little logic. They are now all leading Harmon away.
Hey, Bast, I don't know if now's the time you make all the cats appear and somehow, I don't know, do something.
Okay.
I just say that out loud.
All right. And as you say that out loud, in the sort of distance from maybe like
it's like one of the sandstorms, but they're cats.
Not
like in the distance.
but you just see a whole lot of cats running towards the pyramid, all from around the area. They're just cats coming from everywhere, just starting to surround the pyramid. But you've got maybe a couple minutes before they get there, like maybe a minute or two. But they will arrive before probably the police get him to a car.
I didn't think that was going to work, Daisy. Do you know what we do now? That's a lot of cats.
It actually says straight up in the book, if the players help get the scrolls back to the Shrine of Bast, they get a boon from Bast. So you just called in your boon from Bast.
Wait, I didn't mishear. Neris said something like
she
that.
Did.
Right?
She did.
I thought I heard that.
I am not homebrewing this shit at all. This is right in the book. Like, if they help, you guys get shit. So...
well, maybe we go down there and we ask the police to help us find our missing cat. You know, to be quite honest, of all of us, I would have not expected Harmon to be the one to be arrested first.
Yeah, I think we might want to walk at least in that direction.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Harmon's going to understand the swarm of cats that's about to appear.
Well, as they lead Harmon to the car that they have parked some distance away, it's now covered in cats. So they're trying to get Harmon into the car, but they can't because cats keep...
I also previously established that Harmon is deathly allergic to cats.
Right, I remember that.
So he's immediately just like eyes tearing up, swelling, like everything's going horribly.
There's swelling going on.
So
cat hair is everywhere.
The protesting has stopped because now there's just wheezing and inability to breathe.
But they also can't get you in the car, Harmon, because there's cats covering it.
I'm not aware of that because I have now lost most of my consciousness.
This is more dangerous than the room you got locked into.
Yeah.
How long will it take us to get over there?
You could have moved almost at a pace with them because you saw them pulling him out of the pyramid. So as they were pulling him out of the pyramid, you could have moved basically perpendicular with him the whole time.
All right. Well, I mean, if he looks like he's in medical distress,
which he is,
I'm going to go towards them. I do know that they know me. You know, that's why I was avoiding the guards. So I'm going to be Purdy's sister again.
Okay, you're going to do your ridiculous American
accent.
Oh
my goodness! Let me through. I am a nurse. I can help. Oh, let me help this poor man.
Okay. I typically don't do this, but I'm gonna go the other direction and give them a psychology check. uh, oh my god, they don't have it. So it'll be what, 5% is the base of psychology? I can't believe police
I
don't
think
have psychology
5
as a
is
skill.
the base of well, almost
I don't think it's
everything.
everything. There's a couple that are
Yeah.
1, but
Driving, locksmith, anthropology.
I rolled a 99. So they're
I am
gonna,
really good at this accent.
but they
I'm the
said,
great.
but just because they believe that you're not British is basically what I assume what I was doing there. So they believe you are a Western American, a Western United States American.
I apologize to everyone I offend with my
No,
accents.
so they believe that. Whether or not they allow you to help him, go ahead and
I have my nurse kit,
yep.
my first aid kit.
I don't know in the 20s what we did for allergies, but
I don't know.
whatever it would be, you can attempt a first aid check on Harmon. Purdy, what are you doing? And Clyde, did you stayed in the pyramid, right?
God, I can never do this. This is my
It's
freaking
such
job.
a great skill. Yeah, that sucks.
Ah,
There's too many cats in the way.
Yeah, the cat's
come on,
just got in the
kid.
way.
Move out of the way.
Purdy, what are you doing? As there's
Now I did put even the shoe piece in there. I didn't keep any of it.
no, I know you didn't. So none of the
But
cats.
the cats need to know.
The cats are actually only getting in. They're only obstructing the police. They are not threatening you in any way,
Except for their existence.
except for their existence. But Clyde, you stayed in the pyramid, right? All I heard.
I guess he's gonna say, "What's all that kerfuffle going on outside?" And then he'll start walking out.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
That's fine. You can walk out, and as you get to the pyramid entrance, you can see there's a in the distance, like probably 200 meters away, you can see a cop car covered in cats, and Daisy like maybe doing like giving Harmon a brown paper bag to breathe in.
Trying to move cats away, but it won't work. They just keep coming.
Purdy, what are you doing?
I'm no archaeologist, but I think you and whoever, because there was basically one police officer who arrested him, right?
Yeah, but then he
And
picked
then
up
he
two. Then he picked up another
others.
one. Yeah.
But whoever is sort of holding on to his handcuffs, if that's clear,
Yeah.
whoever's be like, this man, I think, set off the curse of Bast. People should stay away from him. And try to convince the crowd amassed that the reason the cats are there is because this man has somehow, in his time in the pyramid, angered Bast. Bust.
All right, go ahead. Give me a persuasion or charm check. Looking for a hard, actually, on this one. Because this is a deeply Islamic country.
Birdie!
Okay.
I know. We're just not. We're off our game
I thought
today,
your
brother.
charm was higher than that.
I thought mine was higher too, but it's no big deal.
I thought your charm was higher than 69%.
The fact that it's 69 is
Very nice.
just ridiculous. Yeah.
No, it's just you might be confusing charm with brass knuckles, which is 95.
I know your brawl, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna just start peeling cats off and trying to get Harmon.
Oh, you're angering them more.
Yeah. And they're gonna put Harmon in the back of the car, and they're going to take him off towards central city of Cairo,
Along with Clyde's bag.
along with Clyde's bag.
And like 3 cats who managed to sneak in.
Yep. Meanwhile, while you guys are standing there, Martin Winfield and the elderly gentleman and the professional blonde have approached the area and are talking amongst themselves as they watch Harmon led off or driven away in the police car. You guys can get you took a car hire, I'm assuming, to get over here. You can get back in your car and follow back and try to get Harmon out of jail, or you can hang back. What do you guys want to do? Or you can do a bunch of stuff. I just want to put those as options.
Well, I think one of us at least needs to go down and follow Harmon.
Well,
At this
not
point,
I don't think
I'm going to say
I don't
Clyde's
think
caught up. By the way, at this point.
No. I don't think it should be you, Daisy.
That's what I was saying. Yes.
I'm willing to go. I might be able to talk, at least reduce the sentence or something.
Okay.
Is there anything else we need to do here, though? Sorry, we were just
Well,
for this
it's a little
role.
more difficult now. Well, considering it's more difficult now to do stuff here with, Harmon incarcerated, but I think a good suggestion would be to wire our lawyer.
I can go down and take care of that, I guess. And then, head over to. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to.
Well, hopefully, if he's in there, he doesn't say anything, which will be a good start.
And those three new people, are they staring at us at all, or just what's going on?
No, they're watching the car. Although Martin Winfield casts furtive glances over at you and Daisy.
That's the guy who came and talked to us, right?
Yeah, he's the weaselly dude who was just.
Yeah, I guess we can all. Well, yeah, I think one of us needs to not be known by the police. And one of us already known by police. So I don't think it should be two of us who go down there.
All right.
That's sort of what I'm saying. Because there has to be one of us who hasn't been hanging out with the police yet, right? So I will go down and I will do two things. I will try to wire the lawyer and explain I know what's happened, and then I'll give updates later. And then I will go to the prison and see what I can do to explain that it was all a misunderstanding.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Purdy will get into your car hire and follow Harmon towards the police, towards the precinct.
When you said they were looking at the car, did you mean the officer's car?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As you notice that, Daisy, you have just this brief touch on your shoulder, and Agatha Broadmoor says, 5 days. And then she turns around and Martin Winfield grabs her arm and sort of forcibly grabs her back towards the camp.
Now, you be nice to her. You don't have to grab her like some sort of monster. Treat her like a lady.
Indeed. And the elderly gentleman will approach you. Though he's got khaki pants on, a white shirt, and he's got the whole hunting coat going on, with a pith helmet. And he says, Indeed, we will, of course. Mr. or Dr. Winfield occasionally is a little overzealous. Martin, behave yourself. And he releases Agatha. She is, of course, a very important part of our party. She knows things. I'm sorry, you are? I should introduce myself. My name is Dr. Henry Clive.
Nice to meet you. I gotta go figure out what's happening with all these ridiculous cats over here. This is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yes, this
Toodaloo.
is quite odd. Yes, yes, Toodaloo, indeed. And he will speak German to the blonde woman next to him, who will just follow along as he just sharply says words in German to her, and they both all walk back towards their camp. And I think that's a perfect place for us to call it for the night. We'll pick up with Harmon going to jail and Purdy as his defense team. That's not really what's going to happen. But Harmon is going to be questioned at the precinct. Purdy is going to follow him. We have Clyde and Daisy at just east of the camp of the Clive expedition, the Penhew Foundation Clive expedition, right outside of a place they know contains a secret passage to a hidden temple. So, I guess until we're back here again, which will be, I don't know, it's actually going to be a while until we're back here for call, is it? Is that right? Did I misspeak?
Well, we haven't sorted out what's happening over the next couple of weeks, but it is unlikely we're going to be able to play
Right. So,
all of those.
due to the holidays, the schedule will get sorted out here over the next couple weeks and we'll get it posted online. But it will probably be a little while until we find out what happened to our investigators. Until that time, I hope everybody has a peaceful and restful holidays. I hope everybody gets a little bit of a break from the day to day. I think we all hope that. Otherwise, until that time, roll some dice, play some games. If you got some time or treasure you can give, please do. All right. Uh, Otherwise, I think we'll call it a day if everybody's good with that, right? This is a good pumpkin time?
Mhm.
All right. We're calling it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.